Alright guys, welcome back. As you may remember from the end of the last video, I cut it short, or early anyways, because I just thought that you guys wanted a little bit shorter videos. So this is the continuation of the last video, finishing up the picture frame. So thank you guys for coming today. I very much appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so we're here with the compound miter saw, and like I was saying earlier, you got to know your lengths and whatnot. With a frame, on the back side where the photo comes into, there's like a bevel. I don't know if that's the right terminology for it, but there's like a little inset. And so we're going to be using a router with a 1/4 inch, and that's the bit we're going to be using. It's 1/4 inch. Alright, and that's going to help us with that recess. Let me put this back. Our picture mat is 24 inches. So our inside, which is the narrower part of our frame, needs to be 23.5 inches. Cut at 45-degree angles. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut a 45-degree angle. So there's our 45-degree angle. Now we need to measure from this point, and again this is the 1 inch, and this side is the 1.5 inch. From the 1 inch side, all right, we need to measure from here to 23.5 inches. So let's do that. All right. So there's our mark. Alright, now we're going to switch so that the blade is angled the other way and make our other 45-degree angle. Alright, so we're spot on with our longest piece that we need. So we need to make another one of these, so let's do that. So now I have two pieces that are 23.5 inches long and cut at 45-degree angles on the ends. Now, as you can see, these are warped, and that's okay, we'll work with it, okay? So the next two that we need to do, we gotta follow that same formula again, is our picture mat is 20 inches wide. With a 1/4 inch bevel on each end for the frame, we need to cut our inside length to be 19.5 inches. So let's do that. I went and messed up. I cut it 1 inch too short, so hopefully I gotta find enough material to do another one. We have all 4 of our pieces, and so now what we're going to do is we're just going to lay them down on the garage floor with a flat surface and line them up as best as we can, and then we'll take some screws and drive them into the corner. Let's go! And here we have our pieces, like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kind of line them up the way they need to go. You'll notice right here, so like the inside is lined up pretty well, but on the outside it's got about a 1/4 inch of a gap or whatnot. And so, you know, I mean, you can go ahead and mess with this however you want, but it ends up being, you know, like perfectly squared. But again, back to the whole warped idea, you know, there's some bowing in these that's not going to be perfect. So you do the best you can. So I decided that this is how I want it to end up laying. So I have 2 sets of screws here. So I have 1 1/4 inch and I have 3 inch. And so what I'm going to do is on one side I'm going to do a 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch, just on kind of like the outside corner, And then on the opposite side of the same corner, I'm going to take the 3-inch one and drill it further in. When you are drilling in your screws, just make sure that you continue to check that your pieces of wood are lined up the way you want them, as they are likely to move when you are doing this. On the back side of the frame, I noticed that some of the corners were not even with each other, so I took my angle grinder with a wood cutting disc to lower the heights and then the sander to even them out more. When routing the frame, I just freehanded it going all the way around the back inside of the frame where all the picture materials will be resting. Alright, so now that we got that bevel dug out, I'm going to go ahead and take a chisel and just make these corners sharper, because as you can see, they're round here because of the bit or whatnot. So now I'm going to just go ahead and take this and dig into it a little bit there, like so, and just even that out all the way around for all 4 corners. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my picture mat in here to make sure it fits, and I'm going to chisel out this so that the mat can just go right in. So we'll do that. Alright, so the next step. I have this plexiglass and cardboard. We decided that rather than buying a big sheet of plexiglass, we would just reuse this. I'm gonna take my picture mat, put it up, place it on top of this, trace it, then I'm gonna cut it out with either scissors or a utility knife or something like that, and then we'll see how that goes. After I traced out what I needed onto the plexiglass, I took a straight edge to help guide my utility knife so that I could get consistent cuts over several passes so that I didn't stray from my original line. Finally, I just took some rubbing alcohol to clean off the plexiglass before I insert the picture. Sorry, haven't spoken to you in a while. So, I went and I put the plexiglass down, so that's on the bottom, and then I taped the picture to the picture mat so that it stayed right where it needed to, and then I put that on. And then I sandwiched the picture in between the plexiglass and this piece of cardboard. And now what I'm doing is I'm just taking these tiny little brad nails and just kind of hammer them in a little bit so that it holds everything down to the frame. Alright, the last thing to do is attach what you're going to hang it with. And in this case, I'm just going to use some twine. I'm going to tie some knots in it, like so. Double knot it probably, and then I'm going to staple it with my staple gun down to the wood. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I learned a lot through going through the process. This is my second frame, and I think it turned out pretty well, especially the vision I had for it. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching. For those of you that have subscribed, I appreciate it so much. For those of you that are liking some of the videos that I'm making, please consider subscribing. Finally, I would just like to thank and dedicate this video to my wife, who is such a hard worker and so incredibly awesome. projects like this to make our way of living better to us. And I am so incredibly grateful for her and the hard work she puts into the things that she does and the time that she gives to her patients and whatnot. So thank you, I love you, and to everybody else, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Hey!
That was a true bark.
I love you, but shut up.